If you're anything like me, you're a bit bored of your Steam library and hoping for something new this coming autumn. Well, I love window shopping for cozy games, so I've accumulated quite a wish list of upcoming cozy games for the month of November. I'll only be highlighting Steam releases, and although they are indie titles, I chose only the ones I thought were worth watching. So here's my list of cozy indie Steam games releasing in November 2025. Number 1, Cats and Cups. First up is Cats and Cups by Rogue Duck Interactive. This coffee shop job simulator puts you in charge of fulfilling orders for cat stimmers, hand-drawn anthropomorphic cats, each with their own different personalities that frequent your coffee shop. Full of mini games and preparing drinks and food, you might enjoy this if you're looking for a more cozy version of coffee talk with less reading. It has some similarities to Witchy Business, another game by Rogue Duck featured in this series, but instead of a witchy vibe, it's more of a laid-back, cat-oriented one. Number 2. Switching from cafe to crafts, next up on the same day is a game called Carefully Stamped, also by Rogue Duck Interactive. Having some similarities with Sticky Business, this game tasks you with crafting and selling handmade postcards to customers in sandbox gameplay. It's also a cozy job simulator meets craft simulator where you collect various cute themed stamps to decorate your postcards with and build scenes of nearly anything you like. Number 3. On November 3rd, you can open the doors of Tavern Keeper, a game by Greenheart Games, who is well known for Game Dev Tycoon. I've had my eye on this one as it's been in development for quite a few years now. Build a cozy fantasy tavern from scratch, decor, staff, snacks, stories, and quirky NPCs to meet in this fantasy-themed tavern simulator with a lot of personality and an amazing decorating system. I tried the demo and it got a few laughs out of me. Number 4. Meant to be enjoyed slowly, also on November 3rd, is Ghostly Acres, an idle hotel management game with interesting grid-based abstracted gameplay that tasks you with upgrading an old house into a thriving inn for ghosts. This game is made and published by Ballaster Games. Number 5. Babbling Brook. A relaxing water and sound simulator, Babbling Brook releases November 3rd thanks to some random designing. Sculpt sand and create winding streams while collecting points and unlocking all kinds of rubber ducks to drift along your brook. There's a couple of game modes, including a sandbox game mode and a story mode. You can experiment with the interactive water physics and sand thanks to the simple controls. Number 6. Coming November 4th, what intrigues me most about Magical Greenhouse by MGTT Studio is the art style. Again, reminding me of Witchy Business, this is a cozy simulation game where you manage your own potion shop and greenhouse. Your clients are various monsters and adventurers that will need you to fill their varied and specific requests. Number 7. Coming into early access on November 5th, Ages of Cataria is a unique colony builder that touts itself as a cozy story generation game. Every game starts with a family setting in a land called Cataria, and the villagers finding love and starting new families over time. You'll watch your villagers age and grow naturally as you experience their lives from birth to death. It features a lot of event pop-ups that give you control over the narrative that your villagers face. This reminds me of a somewhat obscure game called Founder's Fortune, but hopefully more streamlined. Number 8. Dinocop. A quirky and funny first-person detective game, Dinocop releases November 6th and is made by Pieces Games. Dinocop must solve the mystery of who brought human meat to the dinosaur rights convention. Interact with objects in the environment and use your magnifying glass to piece together this mystery. Track your investigation using a node system and timetable. This game looks funny and cute and reminds me a bit of Frog Detective, a series I love and have streamed. Number 9. Whiskerwood. Brought to us by Minicata Dynamics and published by prolific publisher Hooded Horse, Whiskerwood comes out on November 6th as well and reminds me a bit of Timberborn in a good way. This is a strategy city builder about cat versus mouse, where you lead your colony of mice to glory through intricate production chains. It seems to feature pretty in-depth automations and production chains, so this may be of great interest to some of you that like sort of deep and customizable gameplay. Number 10, Cosmic Coop. Coming at us from a studio called Omnivorian. Cosmic Coop is said to be inspired by Viva Pinata, if some of you remember that game, but set in 2D. Discover various creatures to be collected from eggs that will thrive in your farm while interacting with townsfolk as the seasons change. It features a lot of customization of the house and farm and breeding of the creatures. Number 11, My Little Puppy. My Little Puppy looks like the dog lover's answer to Stray and is coming at us on all fours on November 6th. It looks like a colorful adventure game with a cute emotional story about a dog that is spending time in dog heaven until one day he catches a whiff of his dad's scent. Thus begins his journey to see his human again. This looks like a very sweet and emotional game if you have a fondness for dogs or any animals, really. I'm more of a cat lover myself, but the trailer got me a little choked up, not gonna lie. Number 12, Hidden Cats by Louisselle. Louisselle is a pixel artist launching her first game called Hidden Cats by Louisselle on November 10th in collaboration with Mini Cactus Games. I had the pleasure of speaking with Louisselle, and she reported to me that each artwork for the game was created beforehand as personal pieces and was hand-drawn in pixel art, which took her around 2 weeks to finish each piece. Quote, "The scenes I make up are usually calm, cozy spaces. Sometimes real, sometimes made up or inspired by shows. I just like capturing the feeling of quiet moments in places that feel familiar or peaceful, even if they don't actually exist." From these scenes, Mini Cactus reached out with the idea of bringing the scenes to life and adapting them into playable environments with hidden cats to find in grayscale. And once you find them, the image gradually fills with color and reveals new details. There's no time limit, and the music added is meant to give you a cozy, peaceful experience. Number 13, Your Big Cute Monster Farm. Also arriving November 10th is Your Big Cute Monster Farm. Sit back and watch your monster workforce plant, grow, and harvest on autopilot. Just arrange facilities, upgrade, decorate, and enjoy the surprise mutations. This is an idle game that sits at the bottom of your screen while you do other tasks. Number 14, Winter Burrow. A lot of people are really looking forward to the next one, the beautifully drawn Winter Burrow, releasing November 12th by Pine Creek Games and published by Noodle Cake. In it, you play a tiny mouse that's doing their best to survive in the winter by crafting, exploring, gathering resources, cooking, and meeting with the locals. There also seems to be some combat, so while Winter Burrow looks cute and cozy, I expect there will be a challenge for those interested and maybe some darker themes like in Grimshire. We'll just have to wait and see. Number 15, Rice and Rest. Rice and Rest brings its cozy narrative to us from Squirreled Away Games on November 14th. Run a food truck and cook meals while getting to know fantastical and quirky characters. This game reminds me a bit of Coffee Talk also, but you're running a Japanese recipes-inspired food truck instead of serving drinks. Number 16, The Berlin Apartment. The Berlin Apartment brings a unique narrative journey through time on November 17th thanks to BTF Games. Discover the lives of various characters bound together in time by a single apartment they happen to share over the course of a century. I expect this game to cover various eras in Germany, such as the fall of the Berlin Wall and World War I and II. This game can maybe be compared somewhat to Firewatch in that it promises a deep and thoughtful narrative. Number 17, Peace Island. Explore an open world game where you play the stories of 9 different cats on November 17th as Peace Island comes to Steam Early Access. It seems like it has a potentially deep narrative where you take control of cats whose humans suddenly disappeared one day. What caused it, and can humans learn to change for the better if they come back? The cats you control will each have their own stats and place in the narrative. Unsure of what I can compare this one to, maybe Stray, but I for one am hoping for a dedicated meow button. Number 18, Starmoon Forest. Made by VC Power Studio and coming to early access on November 18th, Starmoon Forest lets you build a cute farm, shops, and hotels. You're either going to love or hate this art style as it's certainly unique. The early access will feature farming and management, shop running simulation, selling crops, opening 2 floors for rent in the hotel, communicating with tenants, a dress-up experience, and more. Personally, I think titles like this are interesting because we need more quality games for young girls and the young at heart, so here's hoping it hits the mark. Number 19, Disney Dreamlight Valley Wishblossom Ranch DLC. I don't normally plan to include DLCs in these videos, but this looks like a pretty big expansion for Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it may make you take the plunge on the game if you haven't already. Releasing November 19th and developed by Gameloft, Wishblossom Ranch comes out and adds new characters and the ability to mount and care for horses. From the trailer, it looks like it will add Snow White, Cruella de Vil, Tigger, and Tinkerbell as characters, and 3 different horses found in Disney works. If you're not familiar with the base game already, it's kind of like Animal Crossing, but with Disney characters and graphics. Number 20, Potter About. Potter About is a 2D side-scrolling platformer coming to you on November 21st from Stable Boy Entertainment. I adore the art style centered on a cute little cracked flower pot that jumps and runs and has various nature-inspired abilities on his adventure to not be forgotten. Number 21, Heartspell Horizon Academy. A hybrid visual novel and match 3 game comes out this November from Dire Kitten Games. Heartspell Horizon Academy is set in a fantasy world where you learn spells from other students through the match 3 gameplay. You can have various romantic or platonic relationships with other characters of your choosing, with your choices not blocking off certain paths. Each of the 11 main characters have their own art, voice, story, and gameplay mechanics. Number 22, Nano Neighbors. Nano Neighbors releases November 27th and is developed by Studio Bitdot. It's one of those games that sits at the bottom of your screen while you do other tasks. This one is an idle game life sim where you control friendly androids called nanos. It features character customization, minigames, careers, building, and decorating. It seems it also has some online features where you can interact with your friends' nanos if you both have this game, which could be interesting. Editing Gina here. Lost and Lost was released suddenly on November 4th, and the other game I featured in this section got pushed back to January, so that's the reason for Lost and Lost being out of order with the other games. Number 23, Lost and Loss. Another hybrid visual novel, this time with a hidden object and adventure gameplay, Lost and Loss is made by Soroka Games. Play as a detective with a strange case to solve the mystery of why citizens are losing their memories and becoming odd, distorted versions of who they used to be. Explore beautiful hand-drawn locations as you piece together the clues from the memories they've lost. And there we have it. That was my list of 24 Steam games coming in November 2025. Did I miss any games? Which are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this every month. I also do reviews and overviews, and I'm thinking of doing a year in review cozy game list. So stay tuned and see you next time.